What's up, guys? How's it going? My name is Jerry Cruz. I spent 2 quarters with my professor Macias during English 105B and English 106B. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my experience during this writing and composition class. Alright, so pretty much during the winter quarter, English 105B. This is my first English class in over a year and a half. I had to take a gap year because of my military enlistment. So immediately just coming into this first quarter, it was very difficult for me. I really struggled a lot focusing, and I wasn't in the correct mentality to really fully focus and develop good writing skills and my essay, note-taking skills, and reading skills. However, the awesome professor Macias, she really made the class really fun, and she really helped a lot understanding and getting me back to the flow of things when it came to writing and reading. Then like coming into English 106B during the spring term, my writing skills really improved. I felt like I was able to write more thoroughly, be more organized, be more structured, and just get right to the point. I usually tend to create outlines and pretty much just go from there. And I believe her class really helped me a lot into understanding my personal ways of writing. All right, so besides writing and reading all the time, there was also a lot of very interactive activities that we did. A lot that really helped us understand certain topics during the class and as she was teaching us. So like blog posts and journals, those were really helpful, especially when it came to understanding the concepts in a different perspective, as well as practicing on our writing skills, because obviously we weren't always writing essays all the time. And I think that the journals and the blog posts were a great activity and a great homework for us to practice in developing writing skills, as well as the quick writes. Believe it or not, but writing every single day before class really helped us kind of just be spontaneous in the ideas, in our ideas, and just jotting down anything that came to our mind, whether it was on the question that she was asking us or off topic or just whatever it was. It really helped us kind of gather our ideas and just put them down into paper. Here are my tips and tricks into passing English 105B, 106B, as well as any writing composition class here at CSUSB. The first tip that I highly recommend that each and every one of you guys do is read the passages. Read every article that she gives you guys. It's really going to broaden your perspectives when it just comes to understanding the context, as well as when it comes time to actually start writing about these passages and developing full thoughts on the passage and what it's asking. The second tip that I want to give you guys is when it comes to quick writes, you guys should really kind of focus on what she's asking you guys to do. I think that quick writes were like one of the best things to like kind of get you on the ball and going every class session pretty much, as well as also setting the tone, because that skill of just being on the ball at any given moment comes in handy when it's time to write your essays and when it's time to start developing ideas and so on and so on. Tip number 3, communicate with your professor. That's very important because we're all human, things happen, and I think it's really important to let your professor know if there's something that you're going through, if there's something that's bothering you, something that you don't like, just any opinion or perspective. It's always great to let your professor know. All right, guys. Tip number 4, it would be to really understand the prompt and what it's asking you to write about, you guys really need to understand exactly what it's asking, because you don't want to have your essay go off topic or just be a complete mess. You really want to go by the prompt, and from the prompt conduct your outline, and from the outline structurize and organize your essay, which will get you guys a really good grade. Tip number five would be to go to class. That's probably the best. Should be number one, is to go to class, especially during writing and composition, because ultimately, the professor is she's like the Yoda. She knows everything, so she's gonna throw out little tips and tricks for you when you're writing or when you're developing ideas, when you're reading. She's really gonna help you guys in all aspects of the class. So if you miss class, that's on you, and if you don't understand anything, that's on you. Especially when it comes to writing composition, you really need to dedicate a little bit more time to it, because ultimately you're spending more time out of the classroom to develop thoughts, to develop essays, and to also read passages. And those are my 5 tips and tricks into passing any English and composition class. So 3 authors that I found very important to my development and my progress during 105B and 106B is Ernest Cline from he is the author from Ready Player One. His work and that book really helped me understand how to incorporate the use of ethos and pathos and logos, as well as different forms of some figurative language, as well as also being creative during my writing process and understanding how to use a different type of literary devices in my writing. The second author that I chose that really helped me develop as a writer is from the passage from Wagner. His passage was about finding our identity, not only as a person but as well as a writer. I believe that was a very strong passage that we read during class, because it really helped me understand my process of writing, and it allowed me to get comfortable with trying out different things, because during the process of writing and developing those thoughts, it can get very difficult at times, and you could have brain farts, and you could not be producing as much. But his passage really helped me understand myself and my process, which ultimately led to my success in the class. Lastly, the last author that helped me was William. His name was William Covino and David Jollins. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but his understanding of rhetoric was a very interesting topic, because throughout both of the quarters we were reading a book called Understanding Rhetoric, and it pretty much had to do with understanding writing, different concepts of writings, different forms, different layout, different formats, as well as the diction and the details in writing. Also, as well as reading different passages and poems. I feel like that was a very strong passage, because although it was a difficult passage to read, it was a very informative, and it really opened the doors to different perspectives on writing and reading, understanding language and composition, as well as different types of writing. And in its entirety, these 3 authors that I just mentioned were actually played a very substantial role in my progress throughout both of the quarters, and I believe those 3 passages can be used and applied for incoming freshmen to help them understand themselves and their identity, as well as being creative and understanding how to use the different diction and different devices and different methodologies into writing. So guys, for the freshman class coming in that have to take writing and composition, I strongly urge you guys to follow my guiding tips. It helped me become